One of the first things that drew many people into Sea of Stars is its inspirations, proudly showcased through its pixelated art style and turn-based battle system. Battles aren't entirely traditional turn-based, as you can time your button presses to increase the power of your attacks and reduce the damage you receive. Sea of Stars' story follows the children of the solstice, who can perform eclipse magic together to end the tyranny of the Fleshmancer. Its heartfelt story and familiar yet new mechanics evoke nostalgia while still offering a fresh RPG experience.
Run!
A new game has finally begun!
When more than 10 years passed without a sequel, fans of The World Ends With You were certain the series was finished. But then, in 2021, NEO The World Ends With You revitalized the World of the Reapers game once again, set a few years after the first title. Though you don't necessarily need to play the original to enjoy this one, Neo follows Rindo Kanede, who finds himself in the Reapers game alongside his friend Tosai Fretful Sawa. They must win the game to escape. Unlike the touchscreen-based controls of the original, NEO features a hack-and-slash combat style, requiring you to use all the Switch's buttons to keep up the beat and successfully combo your attacks.
Bye-bye! Another one bites the dust!
Though it first launched on the Wii in 2011, the definitive version of Xenoblade Chronicles arrived on Nintendo Switch in 2020, enhancing the visuals and adding new story content called Future Connected. This expansive RPG features one of the most unique settings in video games, unfolding across two colossal titans, the Bionis and the Mechonis. After suffering a devastating loss, Shulk, along with his best friend Rain, embarks on a journey across the Bionis and Mechonis to seek revenge on the destructive Mechon. Throughout the adventure, you'll engage in hundreds of side quests, meet vibrant characters, and uncover the mysterious origins of the world. The 1994 game has been reimagined with HD 2D graphics, which only enhances this already outstanding game. You can choose the order in which to tackle the stories of the 7 heroes, exploring various eras of time from prehistory to the distant future. Each hero's story will take a few hours to complete, and everyone is just as exciting as the last. Once you complete them all, you'll be in for one last surprise before the end. Overall, Live Alive is a beautiful remake with all the charm of the original.
That's all, then.
Following the success of the original Octopath Traveler, Octopath Traveler 2 had big shoes to fill, and it delivered admirably. Maintaining the same stunning HD 2D graphics as its predecessor, the game once again lets you follow the stories of 8 protagonists. After choosing your initial character, the grand adventure begins to unfold. The characters' stories are deeper and more involved than in the first game, and the turn-based combat remains just as thrilling. And if you're wondering, you don't need to play the first game to enjoy this one.
冷やしておくわね。これでよし。悪い子につける薬はないの。あいにくね。
Studio Ghibli is known for its beautifully animated movies, so what happens when that whimsical art style is used for an RPG? You get Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch. The 2D cutscenes were animated by Ghibli, and the overall art direction was inspired by its style. In the game, you play as Oliver, a young boy who has just lost his mother. With the help of Mr. Drippy, a toy-turned fairy, Oliver explores a parallel world in hopes of bringing his mother back. Ni no Kuni is one of the most charming RPGs available on Switch thanks to its intriguing story and gameplay, alongside Ghibli's involvement. The Tales series is full of fantastic RPGs, but if you're going to play one on the Switch, it should be Tales of Vesperia. The game follows Yuri Lowell, a former Imperial soldier who finds himself aiding the Princess Estelle and forming a guild named Brave Vesperia. In typical RPG fashion, their quest becomes much grander than they initially anticipated, ultimately turning into a battle to save the world. Vesperia features fun, fast-paced gameplay, and there are tons of costumes for the characters to wear. Naturally, everyone needs to don a silly mustache during the serious cutscene.
Do I look like Flynn to you?
Not in the least.
Do you like RPGs? Do you like Mario? Then Super Mario RPG is the perfect game for you. A remake of the beloved original game for the SNES, Super Mario RPG is a lighthearted and funny RPG with all the charm you'd expect from the Mario series. Playing as Mario, you travel across the Mushroom Kingdom to rebuild Star Road, meeting various party members along the way. The game uses classic turn-based combat, which might be a change if you're diving into this as a Mario fan, but any seasoned RPG player will feel right at home. If you're looking for a humorous adventure with some familiar faces, this is the Switch RPG to choose. In Persona 5 Royal, you play as a high school student known by the pseudonym Joker, balancing your day-to-day life with leading the Phantom Thieves to reform corrupt and evil adults. Similar to Shin Megami Tensei, the series Persona is based on you use personas in battles. The turn-based combat is fluid and expertly designed, keeping things fast-paced and engaging. If you haven't experienced this once-in-a-lifetime RPG yet, playing on the Nintendo Switch is an excellent way to do so. Though it's part of the Bravely Default series, you can jump into Bravely Default 2 without any prior knowledge, as it is set in a brand new world and follows 4 new heroes of light: Seth, a sailor, Gloria, the Princess of Musa, Adele, a mercenary, and Elvis, a traveling scholar. The series is named after its Brave and Default battle system, which returns here. In turn-based battles, you'll need to manage Brave points by switching between Brave and Default modes. While this battle system may be a bit challenging for newcomers to get used to, it becomes rewarding once you get the hang of it.
I owe you one.
My might knows no bounds!
Part of the beloved Dragon Quest series, Dragon Quest XI's Echoes of an Elusive Age is a standalone story that utilizes traditional fantasy tropes in a way that feels fresh, serving as a loving tribute to the classic tales that preceded it. You play as the silent protagonist Luminary, starting in a small town and embarking on a quest to save the world from darkness. The narrative is charming in its simplicity, and the familiar, easy-to-grasp turn-based combat delivers a traditional RPG experience that still feels entirely new.
Yeah.